Hi, everybody. Welcome back. If it's your first time, then welcome. Today, I wanted to talk about worship. What is worship? I know even from the name, you would have seen Worship with Gladys, so you may think it's just songs. It is not, okay? So, worship is not just music, worship is not just song, it is not just the dance, and all of that. Worship goes deeper than that. Worship really is your daily walk with God, it's your lifestyle, it is your daily experience, it is your knowing God, it is your, exploring who God is and wanting to know Him more, and so much more. Worship encompasses a lot. It's all inclusive. It's in your eating, it's your drinking, it's in your giving, it's in how you relate to your fellow Christians and even non-believers, how you relate to them, how you show Jesus to them, how you represent Jesus, how you represent God, how you treat your fellow man, human being. That's all part of worship. And so I feel like for years the church really, if you're in the Christian faith, at least for me, it took a while for me to get to here where I knew, okay, worship has to be deeper than what I have been exposed to. And so I had to go on my own exploring journey. And I can tell you that, yes, I found out what it is and I am living it. I don't know if you understand. I am living what worship is. I started in worship. The way that I even started in worship was very, very funny. I have a friend, and he had been disturbing me about, you have a good voice. Why don't you join the choir? He was in the choir at that time, join the choir. And I kept saying, no, 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 I don't want to do it. So eventually, after he wore me out, I went to the place that particular Saturday. He told me, he actually was a lie, because he told me that they were having auditions, so I needed to go in there if I wanted to join. So I get there, the whole place is empty, and of course I turned to go back, but I saw someone by the keyboard who happened to be the choir director at that time. And he says to me, "Oh, young lady, what, you're looking for someone?" And I said, "Actually, I was told that there was going to be an audition today." And he says, "Oh no, there's no audition." But so I said, "Okay, thank you." Of course, in my mind, I'm going to kill Yinka. But he says to me, "You know what? Come, I'll audition you anyway." So the rest is history. And within a few months, I was leading worship. Again, no, that's okay. I was leading worship. I didn't really go into leading worship understanding what worship is, understanding the why of worship, understanding the power of worship. I didn't really have all of that understanding, okay? So here I was leading worship for so long, and until one day, about 5 years ago, we were in my old church building, and I just felt like there was something missing. And my prayer kind of changed. And it was, "God, I just want to know you more." Because for me, I believe the particular thing that I said was, "God, it can't be that after the 25 minutes of leading worship, that can't be it. There has to be something else. There has to be something deeper than this. There has to be some," because I was going into worship time, but I was coming back like I was not full. You know how you eat? You're hungry and you eat, and you the food is finished, but you know that you can have more, but there's no more. There's no more. So I mean, that hunger, there was such a hunger and a thirst for what there has my final thing was just there has to be more. There has to be more. So, and that's where the evolution, or that's how worship evolved for me. That's how it evolved for me. Now, from that point on, I started to look at people that I saw when they led worship, for example. I saw that there was a passion there. I saw that there was just this thing about them where it showed me what it portrayed to me from outside looking in was this person knows God. This person knows God. The lyrics were coming alive as they sang. The lyrics came alive. So I started to study them. I started to follow them, and I'm going to mention some of their names, the names of the people that I started to look at. I started to look at Todd Garbert. I started to look at Tasha Cobbs. I started to look at Miranda Curtis. I started to look at, I fell in love with Benita Jones Washington. I started to look at Chandler Moore. I started to look at Timothy Riddick, I think his name is. I started to look more into Nathaniel Bassey. I started to look at all these people, and I went further, and in following them, and I began to discover, or I began to see, there's no way that these people come with this kind of passion without spending time before God. And if you're spending time before God, it will show, especially if you're a worship leader. I'm going to tell you, if you are a worship leader, if you are an aspiring worship leader, there is you cannot give what you don't have. What I mean by that is, when you lead worship, your worship should pull me in, but it should pull me towards Jesus. Your worship should say, this is the God that I serve. And as I worship, you should see it. You should see when I sing a song about strength. It may be because I am going through at that time, but as I sing, you see, you even think that, oh, there's nothing wrong with this girl. And I have led worship so many times like that, where I have been heavy. My heart has been heavy. And I have sang some songs, and it's almost like, wow. When I'm done, I'm like, wow, where did that come from? That is worship. Worship is about knowing God, knowing Him, knowing God intimately, knowing God. And God comes alive when you sing those songs. I'm going to encourage you to look at lyrics, to pay attention, be attentive. Pay attention to the lyrics of the songs that you sing. Because the people that wrote those songs, maybe not even the ones that sang it, but the people that wrote it, like the songwriter, if you really look at the lyrics, you will see that it is their experience with God that brought that song out. And you can look at a song like Waymaker, which is like what? All over the world now. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in my darkness. If we were to ask Sinach today, what was the story behind that song? I'm sure she'll tell you there was something. She probably was going through something really, really hard at the time, or she knew someone, and that song came. Even as the worship leader, that has happened to me so many times. Actually, in fact, I have 3 songs that I've written, and those 3 songs came at a time when the Yahweh one, Yahweh, 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 we call you Yahweh. It came at a time when I was so lost. I was so lost. I was so down. And that day, the only thing I could keep saying was Yahweh. And then it was like, what is Yahweh? What is the meaning of Yahweh? You know what? Yahweh is all inclusive. He is the God who conquers the enemy for me. He is the God who strengthens me when I have no strength. He is the God who provides for me when I have no money. He is the God who's there when I need a door opened. That's how that song came. So I want to encourage you to begin to look at lyrics of songs, because they are so powerful. They are so powerful. I heard one today during worship. I went to online church today, and it was "You Are My Champion," and part of the lyrics was saying, when I open up my mouth, walls start breaking down. I have the authority Jesus has given me. This you cannot tell me that didn't originate from something that person was going through at the time that they wrote this song. So really, this video, I hope I didn't digress too much, but this video really is about what is worship. Worship is not just the song, it is not just the music. It's way more than that. It is your experience with God, it is your walk with God, it is your knowledge of God. So if I was to put all that and wrap it up in a box, it's a lifestyle. Worship is a lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, put a comment in the comment section. Let's talk. Let's grow with God, and let's go past worship is just a song. It is not. Worship is a lifestyle. Live your life as worship. Present it to Him. Amen. See you guys next time.